What is going on, guys? It's Modded Warfare here. Welcome back to another PS4 tutorial. So we've had access to GTA 5 mod menus since the original jailbreak for the PS4 1.76, but we've not been able to modify the game files and actually port some PC mods over to the PS4 version like we've been able to do in the past with the 360 and PS3 versions of GTA 5. But that's starting to change here because we do have a developer called rFoodX Mods who has created a GoldHEN plugin called Project V, which will allow you to replace some of the game files, which currently allows for porting some of the PC mods over to the PS4 version. So at the moment, it is quite limited. You can only port over mods that use XML files, YMT files, data files, and meta files, I do believe. So any of those ones can be ported over as far as I'm aware. And I believe he is adding support for other file types. So maybe eventually we'll be able to, replace models and textures and stuff like that. But at the moment, you can't quite do that. It's more script mods. As you can see here, I've done stuff like change the water level in the game, increase the number of police that spawn at higher wanted levels, and there's a bunch of other mods that we'll get into that you can convert. So anyway, let's go ahead and look at how we actually set this up. So in order to get the most stable experience with this plugin, you should be using update version 1.46 for GTA 5, preferably the US version, which is the only one I could find with a compatible update for 1.46. And that's mainly because other versions cause the plugin to crash at certain points in the game. That'll probably be fixed in future versions, but at the moment, if you want the most stable experience, you should be running version 1.46 of GTA 5, preferably the US version. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is obviously make sure you're running the jailbreak. You've got GoldHEN running, and then we're going to go to server settings and enable the FTP server. So make sure you're connected to your network so that you can remotely connect through FTP. And then we're going to switch on over to our computer. Okay, so on the computer, there's a few things you're going to need to download. Obviously, you're going to need the GoldHEN plugins repository. So make sure you download the GoldHEN plugins if you don't already have the GoldHEN plugins installed. So download the latest version here. You're also going to need to download Project V. This is the latest version at the time of recording. And you need to make sure you download that here from rFoodX Mods. Maybe this will be added to the official plugins repository for GoldHEN at some point. But at the moment, it's a separate plugin that you'll have to download. And then also, we're going to need to download some mods, of course, as well. So here are some of the mods that are recommended by rFoodX Mods that actually work. So there's wanted level density, which will rapidly increase the number of police that will chase you on higher wanted levels like 4 and 5 stars. So we're going to go ahead and download that one. There's also realistic emergency lights, which works as well with this plugin. We also have a motion blur mod, which works with this plugin. We also have a ragdoll physics mod that works with the plugin. I've gone ahead and downloaded that one as well. And we also have online cars spawning naturally in traffic. I went ahead and downloaded that one. And we also have, of course, the classic tsunami mod, which you can either have no water, so you can drive around on the sea floor, or you can, have the tsunami mod where it basically floods the city. So I've gone ahead and downloaded that one as well. So in order to actually get all of this stuff installed, first of all, we're going to open up FileZilla or whatever FTP client you want to use. So I'm using FileZilla, so I'm going to enter my PS5's IP address here in the host box. And then the port number is, of course, 2121. And we're going to quick connect to connect us to our PS4. So from here, we're going to go into the data folder. And then we're going to go down to the GoldHEN folder to install the GoldHEN plugins. So if we open up the GoldHEN plugins.zip file we downloaded, we have a plugins folder and a plugins.ini file. We're going to extract those out to our desktop. And we're just going to copy them in. So copy the plugins folder in, and then copy the plugins.ini file in. And then that's you basically got the GoldHEN plugins installed. Pretty simple. So then we need to install the Project V plugin. So we're going to extract the GTA 5 folder here, the projectv.prx, and the installation instructions. So we're going to copy those out here to our desktop. There's quite a lot of files in the GTA 5 folder, so it may take a little while here to extract. But there we go. All right, so once we have all of those, what we're going to want to do first of all is go back on FTP, copy the Project V plugin into the plugins folder. So we now have Project V showing up there in our plugins folder. Then we need to edit the plugins.ini file. So we'll copy that one back out and we'll open it up. And if we also open up the installation instructions will tell you how to add the Project V plugin here to your plugins.ini file. So you can see we have a path added here to load the plugin for the US version and the European version. So we'll just copy this and then switch on over to our plugins.ini and basically just paste it in underneath, and that will load the plugin automatically when we load the game, if we load the European version or the US version. So we can save that file now and copy it over. So we'll copy plugins.ini back over here and overwrite the one on the hard drive. And then finally, we need to copy this GTA 5 folder, but it doesn't go inside the GoldHEN folder. It just goes inside the data folder. So you want to back out to the data folder here and just drag and drop the GTA 5 folder into the data folder. And there we go, and let that copy over. Again, this will take a little while here because there's quite a lot of files that it has to upload. And these are basically all of the files that you can replace in the game. So there we go, that's now added. So now we're pretty much ready to install our mods. So all we need to do to install the mods is go into the GTA 5 folder and replace the files that are in here with the modded files. So we've got all of our mods downloaded right here. Let's just clean this up a little bit and get rid of some of those things. So these are all the mods that we have here. So let's do the Tsunami mod first. So if we open up the Tsunami mod, we've got Atlantis, No Water, Normal Water, Sea Life and City, or Tsunami. So I believe I'm going to go with the Tsunami mod. I believe it is, yeah, Tsunami. I'll just go with the regular preset Tsunami mod. So water.xml is the file. So we'll go ahead and extract that here to our desktop. And then we're going to look for that same file inside the GTA folder. And you can see it's right here, water.xml. So I'm just going to rename that to water.back. So BAK as a backup file. So if I ever want to switch it back to normal, I can just delete the modded water.xml file and then rename the water.back back to water.xml, and then I'll have things back to normal. So it's always good to keep a backup of the original file. And then we'll copy this water.xml file in here into the GTA 5 folder. And there we go, we've now got the Tsunami mod added. So that should work when the plugin loads. And that is basically that. So let's do some of the other ones here. So we also have the online cars spawn in normal traffic. So we'll go ahead and extract that. So this is a popgroups.ymt file. So this one will require a slight modification. So we're going to look for that same file, popgroups.ymt. So there it is there, popgroups. But you can see this one is an OMT file. So that is just a different extension because it's the PS4 version. The PS4 version uses OMT extensions, whereas the PC version uses YMT extensions. So that basically means that we just need to rename this file and change YMT to OMT to match the PS4 version. And you want to make sure in your file explorer that if you go to view, make sure that you are showing file name extensions on your Windows Explorer, because that will allow you to actually see the extension, the .omt or YMT, so that you can change it. So with that done, we can go ahead and again, we'll rename this original one to .back, .bak, and then we'll copy this popgroups.omt file in here. And then that's that one done. So we've now installed that mod as well. So next we have the dispatch mod. So this is the one that will increase the number of police on 4 and 5 star wanted levels. So we'll go ahead and add this one as well. So this is just dispatch.meta. So again, we're going to take a look under D, dispatch.meta. There it is. So we can go ahead and again, I'll just rename this to .back and we'll copy this one in. So now we have the modified file. Pretty simple. So the last one we're going to do here is this one here, which is the ragdoll physics, which changes the kind of ragdoll physics to try and make it more immersive. So this is different though. You can see this is a .oiv file. So this file is designed to be opened in OpenIV, but it's basically just a zip file. So you can rename it to .zip. So if we just rename this to .zip, change the extension to a zip file, we can then open it and access the contents. And in here we have a content folder, and then we have a couple of files, behaviors.xml, we'll copy that one out. And we have physics task file.ymt, we'll copy that one out as well. Now, obviously, the YMT file here needs to be renamed to an OMT file, so we'll change the extension to .omt. And then we're going to look for those same files in here. So physics tasks.omt, let's see if that's in here. Physics tasks.omt, yes it is. So we can change that extension to .back to create our backup file and then replace it with our modified one. And then finally, we have behaviors, which we will find somewhere, hopefully. So I don't see behaviors.xml in here, so I just want to check with the mods important instructions here to see if we have any information about the installation instructions for this mod. Perhaps somewhere. Installation manual. Create a folder called Natural Motion to GTA 5 update update.rpf. Obviously, this is for the PC. Common data. Place behaviors.xml in there. Copy physics task.ymt to GTA 5 update update.rpf x64 data common data. Okay, so common data must be basically where we're at with data slash GTA 5. So in that case, I would assume that we just create a natural motion folder just in here. So create a new directory called natural motion and then copy the behaviors file in there. That would be my assumption as to how to install this. I don't know, hopefully that's installed correctly. I think it is. So that should basically be it. That should be all of the mods installed right there. So let's go ahead and test it out now. We'll switch over to our PS4 and we'll give this a try. So again, we want to make sure that you have the US version on update 1.46. Now, obviously, make sure the plugins loader is enabled inside the GoldHEN settings before launching the game. So we're also going to load a mod menu as well, just because, you know, it's going to be easier to do things like spawn vehicles and to kind of test out things. It's going to be easier if we have a mod menu running at the same time, and we can run mod menus at the same time as well as this plugin. As far as I'm aware, it doesn't cause any conflicts, at least not with the one that I've tried. So we're going to go to the GTA 5 mod menu payloads and your exploit host, and obviously we'll need to run one that is for update 1.46. So we'll run wild mods for update version 1.46. All right, there we go. Wild mods menu loaded. Please launch GTA 5. So we're going to go ahead and run the version 1.46. And hopefully we'll get Project V loaded here. There we go. GTA 5 Project V version 1.2 has been loaded. Coded by rfoodx mods. And then we have 1.46 detected by the mod menu. So this is the setting up environment for the mod menu. Well, as you can see, the Tsunami mod has well and truly been enabled. Okay, so we'll open up the mod menu here and we'll change a couple of things. So we'll head into self mods and enable God mode and also fast run. That'll be pretty handy. And then we'll head back out here and try and change the weather and time of day. So if we go into the weather/time section, we can set it to clear weather, and we'll also change the time of day to midday. There we go. Things are much clearer now. So I guess we'll need to spawn in some kind of boat so we can actually start moving around here. So we'll go ahead and head into the vehicle spawner and try and find boats. And then I guess we'll just try and spawn in some boat here. So this one, or maybe the dinghy. Yeah, that'll do. There we go. But also you may notice that the color grading seems to be a little bit different with Project V enabled, even if you haven't installed any additional mods. And I believe there is some kind of visual preset or visual mod that's already pre-installed with Project V. I believe it's called Visual V, which kind of changes the color grading to make it seem a little bit more vibrant, perhaps. So, you know, if you're not a big fan of that, you can probably remove it by deleting some of the files. I'm not entirely sure which files need to be deleted at this stage in order to remove that and get the color grading back to normal. So, you know, hopefully you like the way it looks at the moment with the Visual V preset, but I'm sure it can be removed though if you don't want to have it. And yeah, we're probably going to have to answer this call at some point, otherwise he's going to keep ringing. But yeah, anyway, we're just going to ride on here until we can get onto land so we can see some of the other mods like the ragdoll physics and the police density to see if that's working as well. So I think that's actually working, the ragdoll physics. Again, I don't play GTA that often, so I'm not somebody who's really going to notice subtle differences like that. But when I ran somebody over there, they kind of grabbed the car and they're kind of being dragged along by the car. I'm pretty sure that's not normal. Let's try and run into a bunch of people here. Yeah, so you can see her arm there. She's kind of grabbing hold of the car. So I think that mod is installed correctly, where that is actually working. And if we increase our wanted level here, you will see it get pretty crazy. So obviously we have the mod that increases the police density, but it's only at 4 and 5 star wanted levels. So we're going to go ahead and enable the wanted levels here. So if we go to self mods, we can set wanted level, which I think will just increase it to 5 stars. Yep, there we go, 5-star wanted level. So as you can see, if you just look at the mini map, you can see how much more police are spawning in here. It is pretty ridiculous. And as you can see, we are indeed running this on PS4, which is why the frame rate seems to be having a bit of an issue with all of these police. But as you can see, we're getting a huge number of police spawning in here that you normally would not get this many. Just look at the minimap. It's insane right now. As you can see, you can install all of these crazy mods, have insane amounts of police chasing you in the game. You can install the water mod, the tsunami mod if you want, and flood the city, or remove the water completely so that you can drive around on the sea floor and all of that kind of stuff. That can be done. And yeah, you're just able to do a lot more with GTA that you weren't able to do before. Obviously, we can't do some of the main PC mods, like the big map mods that you have available on PC, or being able to swap out models for vehicles and weapons and, you know, other things like animations. We're not able to do that at the moment, and texture replacements. That's not currently possible, it seems, but perhaps with future developments to this mod, more file types will be supported and more mods will be able to be converted from the PC version over to the PS4 version. So certainly hope that we see that at some point soon, but this is a good step in the right direction besides just the mod menus that we've had access to forever on the PS4 version. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video or found the information useful. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. And once again, I will hopefully see you guys in the next video.